So today we have a service call on a dishwasher exhaust fan that's not working correctly. They're saying that it's been down for about 3 days and it's just not pulling the steam out of the dishwasher area. We're gonna open it up and see what's going on. The cover off, just doing a visual inspection. It's like I have a power switch over here, and my motor is quite warm. So we're gonna get the meter out and check and see what's going on. So we do have 115 volts going to the motor, and that would explain why it's so hot. So we're going to check that capacitor next. I love this little tool because you can use it for all kinds of different things. I got this one at Sears, which you're probably not, or Kmart or something, I don't know, but you can find them at anywhere. So, but anyways, it makes it nice so you can get in here and into tight spots where you can't get a normal thing and check stuff out. And this capacitor is all swollen, so I'm gonna get it opened up and pulled out and we'll test it. So pretty much guarantee this capacitor is bad, but we're gonna test it just to be safe. But it's really fat, top swollen out. Looks like it's about to burp. Got my leads across the capacitor, should be giving me 7.5 microfarads, and we're getting 0.02, so nothing. We're gonna try changing the capacitor and see if we can get the motor started up. So I was able to get it running, but I did find some other problems. So I changed the capacitor, running about 4 amps, but this thing is gummed up with grease really bad. It's a dishwasher exhaust, but because of what they wash in it, they get it all gummed up, and the fan has a vibration to it. So in my experience, I have a history with these things. Changing that motor is just going to lead to a bigger problem. The customer will replace this entire exhaust fan. Okay, so the wheel is not horrendous, but it does have grease buildup on it, okay? But what's really bad is that bird screen. There's a bird screen underneath there, and it's completely caked, so it's not allowing proper airflow. And what I'm getting at on this is, by the time I take this thing apart, replace the bird screen, either clean or replace the wheel and replace the motor, we're gonna have a lot of money involved in this. And the reason why I'm replacing that motor is because I just don't like how greasy this is. I really think that we're gonna run into a problem if I don't replace it. Again, I'm just kind of looking at big picture here. In my experience, I've done several of these where I've tried to repair them and they turn out to be a pain in the butt. So customer knows that, they appreciate that, and they actually order them the fans themselves, and they get them for super cheap. So it's going to be in their best interest to go ahead and replace this fan. But we got it going for now, so that's where we're at. So this is the ductwork for the exhaust fan, and this is another common thing that I run into. It's rusted out, and someone's taped it up. The reason why they taped it up, though, was they changed a dishwasher. Okay, someone changed it, and when they changed it, the new one was taller, and they just shoved everything up. And you can actually see that the ceiling is lifted up because they just lifted the whole pants assembly up to try to make up for the height difference. And it busted the ductwork up in here. So we're gonna go ahead and let them know about that and replace that ductwork too. It's all rotted out. It's another common thing we run into. You can see what I'm talking about because that piece is pushing up the ceiling tile because someone just lifted up on it. And you see when they changed this dishwasher, it was taller than the old one. This is another common thing we run into here with this customer. And they're getting hit by the health department because the health department doesn't want to see that gap in the ceiling tiles. So we'll get this dialed in. This is the upper flange that our duct is going to connect to, and it goes down into there, and you see how just corroded the inside of that is. It's just galvanized, that's why. Could solve a lot of problems by doing this all in stainless, but they don't want to spend that money. So I'm just going to measure this out, and then we'll go from there.
Okay, so we had a service call on a dishwasher exhaust that was not working right. What I found was that the motor had a bad run capacitor, but looking at the big picture, I kind of found some other issues and possibly the cause of the capacitor going bad, okay? This is a dishwasher exhaust fan, and they actually wash their grease filters inside the exhaust fan. Therefore, it starts bringing that grease up into the wheel. Now that exhaust fan's not meant to handle any grease, okay? So it doesn't properly throw the grease off of the wheel when it spins, okay? So it just gums up onto the wheel and the bird screen around the wheel. So this is a very common thing. When the motors fail, it's just easier to go ahead and replace the fan. I believe that the customer buys these fans for like $500. They buy them themselves. This is a chain account. And so for them, it's actually worth it just to replace the fan. I do realize that with some other customers, you know, they may not want to go that route. This is just how it works with me and this particular customer. It's cheaper for them to replace the whole fan versus me replacing a motor inside the fan. And that's the customer's wishes, not really my recommendation, okay? Because I know I can do that motor. It's just by the time I get done with it, it's going to end up costing them $600-700, and they'd rather buy a fan and then pay me to install it and get a 1-year warranty on the fan. Anyways, you just got to learn your customers and what they expect of you and learn how to work with them, okay? So with that being said, big picture diagnosis, I inspected the ductwork, found that the ductwork was rotted out, and actually in talking with the management on site, found out that the health department actually dinged them on their last health inspection because there was an open gap in the ceiling tiles. Further investigation found that the dishwasher had been replaced. The new dishwasher was about 1 inch taller, and instead of shortening the ductwork or the pants assembly going up through the roof, they just pushed everything up. So that's actually what broke the ductwork in the first place, okay? So again, big picture diagnosis. Don't go in there just solving a problem. Look at what caused that particular problem, okay? That's why I like to look at the big picture. So now I approach the customer and say, hey, we need a new exhaust fan, plus the ductwork is broken, and we're going to solve your health department issues too, okay? That's what I mean by big picture diagnosis. So that's pretty much it. Really appreciate you guys watching my videos. Pay attention to the show notes, and also give the channels that I recommend popping up right now a chance. Go check them out. Look at what content they have and consider subscribing to them. Okay? Thanks again, guys, and we'll see you on the next one.